My name is Laura Combs, and I came to Boulder 10 years ago for a job opportunity. I live here in Boulder with my family, with Marty, my husband, and we have 4 beautiful daughters who are all active in the kids ministry at the Well. A friend of mine sent me this girl's blog and said, hey, this girl lives in Boulder. Her husband is a pastor at this church called the Well, and you should check it out. And instantly when I took a look at the Well's website, just felt really a presence from the Lord saying, like, this is going to be your church home. And our first Sunday was when we were still meeting over in Wesley Chapel, a couple people, actually it was even before that, in the Patrick's home. But, you know, we found the Well really through Kim and Chase and Kim Davis's blog.
As far as service goes, started at the setup and tear down team when we were at Wesley Chapel. So we had a lot of setup and tear down there. And then I've helped lead a missional community for a long time, led dig groups. I'm also a deacon at the Well. I'm going through the eldership process now. I also taught taste class on Sunday for a long time. I was also on the greeting team. So I've kind of done something in some realm or another.
I served in the hospitality team for a number of years, and we hosted a missional community for 8, almost 9 years, and have loved just having people into our home and serving people in that way. And most recently, I've been serving as a deacon for a number of years, and then also have the privilege of sitting on the Well's executive team. Something to me that really comes to mind is just connecting and diving deeper with people at the Well. So really expanding upon just kind of going to church, but really doing life with people, getting deep in a relationship where we can call people in times of need. I mean, we've experienced loss throughout the floods of Boulder. We had a huge loss of our home being flooded and the birth of our child all happening at the same time. And it was just beautiful to watch God's church really come around us, and many people at the Well, you know, I can still see everyone's faces that was there that day that showed up to dig us out and to bring us meals and care for us in a time where we couldn't even bring our first child home. When I think about this season and kind of getting started with the By Any Means initiative, things felt really stable in our life, and right now, or through the past couple months, what I think we've experienced is a really big season of change. There's been a lot of moving parts in our life, moving homes, having changes in our childcare, having changes in our jobs, and so I think what that has really allowed me to do, or almost forced me to do, is to really depend on the Lord during this season of change and uncertainty, and a lot of what might feel like financial uncertainty. Oftentimes I find myself maybe trying to do things on my own, feeling like, oh, I don't need to ask for help. But I think the Lord has, through the Well, really showed me that people want to bless you and they want to care for your family. And so by inviting them into that, it's a way for people to love on you and really for the gospel to be lived out.
We're on board 100% with what the Well is doing, and we love the mission here in Boulder. We love everything about the Well, proclaiming the gospel here in this city. We love God's heart for this city, and we've been supporting the Well for a long time. So it doesn't feel like anything out of the ordinary, but this extra step up is definitely something that is a bit scary, and it's kind of it's uncharted territory a little bit. Like, we're talking about some big numbers for our community, and I'm a little nervous about it, but at the same time, that requires me to have faith and trust God.
To me, it's not just about the church as it stands today, but it's really about how do you build a legacy, not only for maybe our generation or our kids' generation, but future generations. And I think that's what excites me most about it. When I think back to the night that we had kind of commitment, or the first commitment night, it really, I was there, I had written a number down, and I just felt the Lord kind of tugging at my heart, and kind of showed it to Marty and said, like, is that okay? And we both just wanted to step out in faith. What I find myself asking is, do I trust God in this season? And so I think that's just been something that I've come back to, and really, the answer is yes.
There's just extra scrutiny, or there's an extra call to stewardship and making sure that we're stewarding our resources well. And there's just everything has to be a little tighter and under a little bit more scrutiny. And so staying on top of that is definitely a challenge. And I think it's a good thing though, because I think it's forcing us to grow. Personally, the way I stay committed is staying up on my relationships and also my love for people and love for the church and ultimately love for God. And when I'm doing all those things and I'm kind of firing on all those cylinders, the commitment follows after that.
If you're new to the church, to the community, I would encourage people to just jump right in and make a commitment to the By Any Means initiative. I think whether they're here for a season or for long term, God's doing something really unique in this area, and I think God can even use people through this By Any Means initiative, regardless of if they're here for 1 month, 6 months, a year, to really make a difference in what He's doing here in Boulder. And for people that have made a commitment already to the By Any Means initiative, I would just encourage you to continue going to the Lord in prayer. I sometimes overlook, I think, the power of prayer, and I think I would encourage people to kind of come back to what was your By Any Means commitment? What did you make, and how do you continue to walk with the Lord through that?
Well, I'm excited to be here because I love this church, and I am excited to raise my kids here, and so I'm really excited about the By Any Means campaign because we're going to have a building and we're going to have a place to call home. And I'm just excited to see what God is going to do here.
I think this is a place where people are searching for something, faith, they're searching for nutrition, health, whatever it might be. And for the well to be here and for the well to be proclaiming the gospel in a world that needs that is what really excites me about what God's doing here at the well and through this By Any Means initiative.